Okay. Spalding County State Court, my name is Josh Thacker, I'm your judge. This is the probation and non-jury calendar. Let's do a couple of things. Let's stop sharing. No, actually, I've got a couple of quick slides. I want you all to know that as you interact with us today, that each and every one of you are entitled to the inherent human dignity that you would wish for someone that you love, and we will extend that to each of you as we interact with you today. The courtroom was sprayed down this morning to keep you all safe and us safe. I'm also doing this because I see you guys are not quite wearing your masks right, so let's all take a moment. I'm going to wear a mask all day. Pull them up over your nose, keep it down over your mouth. Let's all keep them in that location at all times until we leave and go out the front door and we're gone for the day. Use the social distance markings. Y'all are doing that great. We are streaming this out to Facebook. Hand sanitizers over there by the door and in several other locations. Use all of it as you need. And sadly, for the first time, I am now announcing that 250,000 Americans have lost their lives. When I started making these announcements on June 1st of this year, it was 100,000. And so all of you have somebody that you love. All of us have people that we love that we don't want to get this virus. So let's keep our masks on. Let's maintain social distance. We're all going to follow the CDC guidelines rigorously, and we're all going to go home safely to our families tonight. Hey, don't talk during court. I got too many things going on, and your side conversations cannot be one of them. Virtual folks, Ms. Glover, do not touch your mute button. I'll unmute you when I want to talk to you. Go get a pen and a piece of paper and wait for your name to be called. Everybody pull out your cell phones from wherever you stash them and make certain absolutely that they are off. And I'm about to call the calendar. If you're in this courtroom, it's because you have a probation matter with the Spalding County State Court, or you're asking me for an ignition interlock waiver, or you might have some other non-jury matter. If what I've said doesn't sound right, talk to the bailiffs. They'll point you in the right direction. Warrants will be issued for the folks who are missing. You may want to give them a call and tell them that they need to reach out to their probation officer. All right, so when I call the calendar here, if your name is called, answer here. If your case is not a probation case, then just yell out, "Not probation," and I'll figure out what you're here for. Okay, here we go. Jonathan, you ready, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jonathan Bonner. Jonathan Paul Bonner, answer to your name. All right, Jonathan Paul Bonner has two cases. 20 TK 1278 and 20 TK 0076. Mr. Bonner is not answering. Therefore, I am authorizing a warrant for failure to appear and tolling his probation. That would be Ms. Glover. I'm muting her. Isaac Burks.
Judge, we did a consent. He's off the calendar.
All right. Turn him down just a bit. Volume's all over the place. Leslie Kane, answer to your name.
He's not probation, Judge. Well, he's a probation case, but he's not there for probation.
Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and handle this then.
He's on for that status conference.
He's on for status conference. So just to say, let's put this on the record because that's the only case you're here on. Is that
Yes,
correct? Sir. All right. So for record purposes, I'm calling the state of Georgia versus Leslie Scott Kane. Mr. Kane is on probation after a bench trial with me where I found him guilty. Mr. Kane timely filed, I'm pulling this up off the top of my head, but I think he timely filed a motion for new trial or a notice of appeal. I'm about to find out which one it is.
Judge, I was served with a notice for a new trial, a motion for new trial.
Okay.
I have not been served with any notice of appeal.
I knew it was one or the other. So we're going to
He
go.
may have filed one that I wasn't served with.
No, that's right. So he's got a motion for new trial pending. The rules of the court require that when you request a motion for new trial, you must request a transcript contemporaneously. He communicated with my communicated with my court reporter, and ultimately did not request or purchase a transcript. Mr. Kane, I gave him 30 extra days, and then I scheduled this hearing to give him time to figure out a solution to get a transcript ordered for his motion for new trial. He was found guilty by me on August 18th of 2020. He filed his motion for new trial on September 17th of 2020, and then I scheduled this for 19th. For notice purposes, I e-filed this status hearing order personally on November 2nd. I made certain that his email address was correct and that it was the one that he had used to communicate with my court reporter. I also personally printed, personally put an envelope, personally stamped, and personally mailed a copy of the notice to 4827 Old National Highway, number 129, College Park, Georgia 30337. I'm checking the virtual lobby. He is not present. He is not present in the courtroom. And therefore, I may dismiss this appeal altogether.
That would be the state's position. That he was ordered to purchase a transcript. He was ordered to appear today. He's failed to follow the court's orders. He's failed to purchase a transcript. He's failed to follow through with his appeal and also with his motion for a new trial. So the state would ask that you dismiss his appeal and his motion for new trial.
Okay, so I'm going to take it under advisement. That is my inclination. I'm going to make certain that I have the authority to dismiss from a status. I believe I do, but I just want to absolutely make certain that before I do. If I can't, though, my secondary ruling will very likely be that he has waived his right to have a transcript included in his appeal. But I'm going to tell you, if I can dismiss this, I will. I think if you're going to appeal your case, you have an absolute right. You also have a responsibility to communicate with the court and to appear when directed. Okay, so the short answer is, unless I find any law to the contrary, I will be dismissing Mr. Kane's appeal. Anything else from you, Mr. Shepard?
No, Sir Judge, that's all I have this morning if I can be released.
All right, and if that's the case, just so you know, my next step with Mr. Kane will be to file a show order, which says, Mr. Kane, you shall appear, and it'll be on a Thursday, to report to probation and begin your sentence.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, you ready, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Cartel Foster?
Here.
All right, Mr. Foster's here. Ms. Glover is here. She is virtual. Jerry Kent. All right, Mr. Kent, according to this petition, being directed to appear. Calling the case in open court, no response. I'm issuing a warrant, a probation warrant for his arrest, and tolling his probation. All right, Tonio Lyons is a jail case. Well, as soon as we finish the calendar done, I'll come back and let's do Tonio Lyons first, okay? Or who do you have up?
I got Mr. Strickland up.
Oh, well, then we'll do Strickland first. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, Jennifer Morris. Looks like 19 SR 816. Mr. Walker, help me understand why I'm looking at two petitions.
One of them is an amended petition, Judge. I added something to it and sent it to you the other day. The other one was the first petition.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do then, because I can't issue a warrant off the amended petition,
Okay.
I'm actually gonna staple these two together, and they're gonna move together as a group because I don't have 10 days from the amended petition. So I'm gonna sign the one that says, I'm gonna sign the first one and authorize the warrant.
Okay.
But I'm also gonna grab my stapler and I'm gonna staple these two together so that they move together as a unit through our system.
Okay.
Done. All right, she's a warrant. Sean Morris,
He's off the calendar, Judge.
fantastic. George Sanford. George Albert Sanford.
He's off the calendar also, Judge. We did a consent on him as well.
Excellent. Leonard Starr. Go ahead.
He's off the calendar, Judge. He took care of his case.
Fantastic. Great. Charles Strickland. Oh, he's in my jail case. So he's first up as soon as we finish the calendar. Xavier Thomas.
Yes, sir.
You're here? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Jarvis Vaughn.
Enough probation?
You're an ignition interlock device?
No, sir, permit.
Yeah.
For a driver's permit.
Yes. Do you have your suspension detail report with you?
Why they suspended?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I got a lot of paperwork.
All right. The bailiffs, if you'll come on up and give that to the bailiffs, I'll take a look at it and then come back to you, okay? All right. He's the ignition interlock device.
It's showing that I'm gonna give you my state, including my treatment.
I'm really good at sorting through that. You can just pass the whole pile up and I'll go through it.
Okay.
I know what I'm looking for and I'm pretty good at it.
It came about a month ago, and I was telling you about how I done did everything to get my license, but the interstate farm is trying to sue me because of an accident from 2008.
Hey, put your mask up for me there. And I'm saying, just hold on. All I want right now, we're gonna have this conversation, but all I want right now is just your paperwork.
Okay.
I got a lot of irons in the fire and we've got a good system and we'll get to you quickly, okay? All right, Isaiah Watson. Oh, you can sit back down, just fine. Isaiah Watson. All right, Isaiah Watson is actually a pretrial diversion case. I'm going to mark on the petition that Isaiah Watson has failed to appear. This case has not been adjudicated as he is in the pretrial diversion program. Therefore, I'm issuing a bench warrant. I'm tolling the supervision period. And just to say it out loud, I have just printed Mr. Walker the pretrial diversion bench warrant, and I have signed it. And I'm flipping it to the petition. All right, is Michael Parks present?
Here.
Mr. Parks, do you have a suspension detail report?
Yes, sir.
If you'll give that to the bailiffs, I'll take that as well. And when I take my first break, I'll look at both of y'all's paperwork. If everything lines up, I'll get your orders printed and give them to you. All right, and this was Michael Parks, 20 SR 0183. He was a late add-on, and we're good to go. So, all right, you ready, Don?
Yes, sir. Just give me about 30 seconds to get him in here.
Sounds great. Thank you. All right, good morning. Are you Mr. Strickland?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Strickland, can you see me here waving at you?
Yes, sir. Hey, Judge Stacker. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Is it okay with you, Mr. Strickland, if we have this hearing over this video conference system?
Yes, sir. Just fine. I'd heard that you had gotten corona. I was worried about you, bro.
Me?
Yeah, I heard that you'd had corona, got the coronavirus. I was saying, darn.
No, I had knee surgery. I was out for knee surgery, but I have not had corona.
Well, that's good, sir. You and I go a long ways back. I didn't want to hear that about you.
All right. No, I'm so far so good. We're following the CDC guidelines and doing everything we can to keep everybody safe. So, Mr.
That's good.
Strickland, please, Mr. Walker, Mr. Strickland, y'all both please raise your right hands.
Yes, sir.
You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
I do.
All right, take your hands down. Mr. Strickland, you're here today because your probation officer, Ms. Howell, has filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. Do you understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir, I do, Judge.
And Mr. Strickland, do you understand that because you're incarcerated, you have the right to have the public defender's office represent you?
I do understand.
And if you ask me for a continuance, I would absolutely continue your case for 2 weeks to give you a chance to apply with the public defender's office, and you would be represented.
I'm okay, Judge.
You can also waive your right to have an attorney and go forward today without one if you so choose. Do you understand your options?
Yes, sir, I do, Judge.
What do you want to do?
Let's go ahead and waive them and do it.
Okay. So the petition I'm looking at says you missed all your report dates. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And of course, because you missed all your report dates, you got behind on your fines and fees and did not use community service work to get caught up. Is that true as well?
Right, yes, sir. I didn't think we were supposed to go because of the corona. I didn't know what, so, but I did wrong by not calling, but I didn't know what to do, so I just didn't go.
Sure. And I appreciate you acknowledging that you did wrong by not calling. A simple phone call would have cleared up that confusion. And then you caught new felony charges on October 31st. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. The judge, they dropped that stuff, and I think you might be the one to sign it.
Not me. They're felonies. I don't have anything to do with felonies.
Okay, well, they dropped the felony charge, and I'm waiting on the judge to sign it.
Not according to the census. According to the census, it's still pending with a $6,000 bond. Are you represented by the public defender's office on your?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you posted bond on that new
No, sir. They gave me, they're waiting on the judge to, somebody to sign it, but they dropped this felony charge and I got, they gave me 90 days to serve and 9 months probation. And I thought it was you that would sign it when I come to state court, because I'm
All
not
right.
sure.
Okay, I need you to stop talking just for a minute. Let me read something.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have any apology. Just communicating clearly that I need a minute to look at something here. You had your preliminary hearing, looks like 2 days ago. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Judge.
Okay, I think your attorney, Ms. Thompson, on your felony reached a negotiated plea for misdemeanors. But that doesn't make any sense to me because there is no misdemeanor possession of methamphetamine. So I don't know what's going on.
They dropped it. They annulled it.
Okay. Anything else you want me to know?
No, sir, I'm sorry. I apologize about my probation and
Okay. You have currently, Mr. Strickland, been incarcerated for 19 days. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 30 days to serve. Credit for the 19 you've already served. When you go back on probation, you're going to report and test weekly for the remainder of your probation. You're on zero tolerance for the remainder of your probation. I know they're doing construction out there and you got a lot of background noise. Can you hear me okay, Mr. Strickland?
yes, sir, I heard that. And the 19 days, I've already done 19 of the 30.
Of the 30, that's correct. So you have 11 more days to go. Which, right now you haven't posted your bond on your felony, so you still got to sort that out too. You are going to report to probation within 48 hours of release in person.
Yes, sir.
And do you understand, Mr. Strickland, that you're going to be tested every week for the remainder of your probation? And if you step out of line even an inch, I'm going to issue a warrant first and figure it out second. Do you understand that?
Right.
Any questions for me?
So what about this felony thing, Will?
That's when you in Superior Court, I know you think I've got something to do with it, but I have nothing to do with your felonies. Nothing, zero.
Okay.
In fact, that case has been assigned to Judge Sams. So that's between you and Judge Sams.
All righty.
All right, thank you, Mr. Strickland. You're gonna need to sign this paperwork when it comes out to see you, okay?
Okay, Judge Thacker.
And they'll get you a copy once you sign it. Thank you, Mr. Strickland.
All right, Josh. Judge Thacker, thanks, sir.
All right, John, I'm gonna go get Mr. Lyons, bring him up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you. All right, and then let's do a walk-in case while we're waiting. Foster, will you please come up to the podium? All right, is it Cartel? Cartel Foster. Mr. Walker, both of you please raise your right hands. You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hands down. Please state your full name for the court reporter.
Cartel, Seymour Foster.
All right, and Mr. Foster, you're a little soft-spoken, so kind of bend that mic up a little bit and lean into it. It gets louder the closer you get. Mr. Foster, you're here on 20 SR 0805 because your probation officers filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. You understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Foster, you ready to go forward with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right, it says here that you missed 2 out of the 5 scheduled appointments. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that you did not use community service work to get caught up when you got behind on your fines and fees.
Yes, sir.
That you did not complete all the mandatory community service work that you were required to do. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Oh, and then, okay, and you caught new charges in Lamar County
Yes,
of a
sir.
DUI. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else you want me to know?
The reason why I wasn't able to finish up my community service and make my fines is because I don't have a ride and I lived in a whole nother city. So, and then I was working long hours, and so I couldn't get transportation back and forth at the time. That's why I got behind on making payments, and then I had phone issues. A lot of things just went down for me for a moment.
Mr. Walker, I'm gonna have Mr. Foster be tested moving forward. So I'm gonna have him report in person on Tuesday, November 23rd. Do you have a time window you prefer I give him?
Anything after lunch, Judge.
All right, so 1:30 to 2?
That's fine.
Okay. Mr. Foster, in a normal year, this is one of the few moments where COVID's gonna work in your favor.
Yes, sir.
In a normal year, if you're on probation with me, I believe your original charge was a DUI.
Yes, sir.
It was.
Yes, sir.
And you catch a new DUI.
Yes, sir.
My starting point in considering what to do is generally to revoke the balance, and then I work backwards from there. You obviously are not in jail.
Yes,
You're
sir.
not incarcerated, and I didn't issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
And that's because we've been working diligently to try to keep the jail population down, and I've had to come up with ever more creative ways to respond.
Yes, sir.
I can put folks in jail, it's just not it's not my go-to. It never was, but it's really not now. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you what I like to call one more last chance, okay? I'm worried for you that there might be some underlying substance abuse issues that are not addressed.
Yes, sir.
2 DUIs this quickly give me that impression.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm worried that just frankly locking you up won't help you address those, and then we'll have DUI number 3 coming down the pipes.
Yes, sir.
I would much rather you go dig in and find those underlying issues and frankly move yourself towards a life of sobriety.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna give you one more last chance to embrace that pathway, okay?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Here's what we're doing.
Mr. Stacker.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is he gonna report on the 23rd? That's a Monday. Do you want him to report on, is that Monday fine with you?
Yes, is that the 23rd?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna have him, we're so used to Tuesdays, but next week's crazy. So Monday, November 23rd, from 1:30 to 2. Does that work, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Walker. You should always jump in if I'm heading some direction that's not gonna work for you. Okay. You are going to, Mr. Foster, complete a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days of today. You're gonna follow any recommended treatment. You are also going to, have you already done your Have you already done your 20-hour DUI school?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay, then you're gonna get that done. You gotta do it anyway for your new charges.
Yes, sir.
So DUI school within 45 days. You know what? I've got time. I'll give you 60. You're on zero tolerance for the rest of your case. So I need to know exactly where you are and what you're doing at each moment, which means that you're going to report and test weekly for the duration of your case. And if you step out of line in any direction, even an inch. So, and let me give you a very firm example of what an inch looks like. You ready? You're going to report on Monday, November 23rd, 2020, between 1:30 and 2 p.m. If you report at 2:01, that's an inch. Probation will turn you away and I will sign a warrant. So I just want you to understand that how narrow I'm making this because I'm worried for you.
Yes,
And
sir.
I feel a very intense need to say, Mr. Foster, what are you doing? Are you following what you're supposed to be doing? And are you being safe and taking care of yourself? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Mr. Walker, does this work for you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Foster, that's my decision. I'm gonna have you sign this, and then once you've signed it, if you'll step over by the wall, or you can step over by the wall there, they'll give you a copy before you leave. All right, I don't see Don back yet. So that means let's deal with, Mr. Glover, who is virtual. Ms. Glover, are you there? Ms. Glover?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Let me turn you up just a little bit. So just to say it out loud from this end, Ms. Glover is soft and Mr. Walker is loud. So y'all just, Ms. Glover, you need to be a little louder. And Mr. Walker, I'm gonna turn this volume all the way up. So if you'll be a little softer, I'd be grateful. All right, Ms. Glover, I cannot see you. Can you please turn on your video so that I can see you?
It's not allowing me to turn on the video.
Oh. Okay. Well, do you want to have this hearing as you are, Ms. Glover, with no video?
No, I would like you to see me, but I think there's something going on. It's saying you're not allowing to continue video. I don't know what's going on.
I've got everybody else's video is on, so whatever it is, Ms. Glover, it's on your end. My settings on my end are all clear for you to be able to turn your video on. So again, I mean, you're the one who chose to report virtually, which is fine. We encourage that. But I need you to, what in the world? What'd she do? There we go. I see you. Can you
Hi.
see me? There we go. We got it. All right. You ready, Ms. Glover?
Yes.
All right. Can you see me waving at you here?
You're out of the camera, but I can see you in your station.
Okay. Ms. Glover, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you, Mr. Walker, both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
I do.
All right, Ms. Glover, you have just decided to appear virtually. All right, is it okay with you if we have this hearing over this video conference system?
Yes.
Ms. Glover, your case is 20 SR 68. Are you ready to go forward with your hearing?
Yes.
Ms. Glover, it says here that you missed some report dates. Is that correct?
I missed 2 call-ins due to phone damage.
Okay, so you missed 2 they have you significantly more than 2, but you are admitting to missing them, and so I'm just gonna take that as an admission of missed appointments generally. Number 2, it says here you did not complete your family violence intervention program. Is that
No,
correct?
I'm still in class.
All right, have you how many classes have you completed, Ms. Glover?
Already 3.
Okay. Um, Mr. Walker, does she have any consecutive cases?
Yes, sir, Judge.
Okay. Um, all right, Ms. Glover, anything else you want me to know?
I've been sending emails back and forth to Miss Howell about, I guess, signing in on Jack's probation, and she hasn't been responding back to me. The other day, I responded to her and let her know that I made the full payment, and also I'm trying to, I guess, continue checking in. And the last minute, she just let me know that I was supposed to be doing a phone report. Now, clear as day, she said I think December 22nd was the start of the phone date to continue the next case. So I didn't know what was going on in between time. I emailed her and she hasn't been responding back. I've also emailed her in my um, Mr. Gregory Clemens has also been emailing her the classes, and she's saying that she hasn't been receiving any of the classes. And I'm trying to figure out how she's not receiving the classes, but he's emailing me as well. So um, there's some difficulty in communication between her part, and I'm just trying. I just updated her on several things.
Okay, well, it sounds to me like we need to have you do a couple of in-person appointments. Um,
I'm I'm not able to do any in-person appointments. I'm currently residing at a shelter due to the residency that I am staying at is getting fixed on, and she is not able to take me to and from.
okay. Okay. Um, all right, Mr. Walker, anything else?
No, sir, Judge. I do see where her and Ms. Howard were sending emails to each other, but
That's all right. I'm not too worried about all that. Um, so, I mean, she's admitted she's behind on the family violence intervention program, and she's admitted that she's missing that she's missed report dates. So, as far as the allegations on the table goes, she's admitted to those, and everything else just seems to be like something that um, she can circle back to and sort out with Ms. Howell.
so yeah. Other than that, no, sir.
All right, I'm not worried about that on Ms. Howell's side. Okay, here we go, Ms. Glover. You are going to report weekly until your case is in full compliance. You are going to be on zero tolerance for the remainder of this case. Your family violence intervention program shall continue without interruption until completed, even if that rolls over into 20 SR 69 and 20 SR 70. Mr. Walker, I need you to please draft a modification order on 69 and 70 and present it to me that says that she shall complete the family violence intervention program on those cases. And of course, one family violence intervention program will satisfy it across all 3 cases. Okay, Ms. Glover?
How long is how long do I need to complete the intervention program? Because
The program takes 8 months.
okay.
And all I'm asking you to do is continue what you're currently doing without interruption. So all you've got to do to satisfy my terms is do what you're supposed to do. do what you're already doing. You said you're 3 classes in, you need to be 4 classes in next week. And whatever you do, don't let that get interrupted or I will take a warrant.
He does it weekly, so
Right,
okay.
that's correct. Yeah, we're on the same page, Ms. Glover.
Okay.
As long as you're doing your classes once a week without interruption, you're doing what you're supposed to do. I will allow you to be a phone report on 11/23. I am going to mark that you are virtual. Do you have the ability to let Ms. Howell email this document to somebody at the shelter? Have you sign it, scan it, and email it back?
No, she can just email it to me and I can digitally sign it on my end.
Okay.
I've been both communicating on my part, so.
Okay. All right, Mr. Walker, you need anything else on this case?
No, sir.
Okay. Ms. Glover, you're going to get an email from Ms. Howell with this petition that I'm holding up. You're going to sign it right there, acknowledging the changes I've made, and that'll, of course, also give you a copy of it. But just to say it out loud, you must call in on Monday, November 23rd, 2020, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., okay?
Okay.
Anything else, Ms. Glover?
No, sir.
All right, everything else you've got going on that you've told me can be worked out between you and Ms. Howell without my need to be involved.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Glover.
Thank you.
All right, let's come back to the jail. Sir, are you Tonio Lyons?
He's talking to you. He asked you.
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Hello, Mr. Lyons. My name is Josh Stacker. I'm your state court judge. Please raise your right hands for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, you both sworn. Mr. Lyons, your case is 17 SR 1183. You're here today because your probation officers filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. Do you understand what you're doing here today?
Do you understand why you're here?
No, sir.
Okay, so why you're here is that on 17 SR 1183, you pled guilty hold on. You pled guilty on this case on December 11th of 2018. In that plea, you agreed to 18 months of probation for giving a false name and disorderly conduct. And there are now allegations that you have violated the terms of that probation. Now, do you understand?
No, sir. I was under the impression that it was 12 months, not 18 months. I still have my paperwork too at home from this because I wasn't staying in, I don't stay in Georgia. I stay in Los Angeles. So that paperwork was still here. I still have that paperwork. How come I got?
Okay, let's look at this together. Is that you, Tonio Lamarcus Lyons?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature there at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
And there, you see right there where it says 18 months?
Yeah, but my paperwork says 12. Can I get my lawyer to bring it up here and present that?
No, sir, because see this thing right here on the right? That's the stamped copy, which this is the official copy with the clerk. So in all reality, and don't take this the wrong way, but I don't actually really care what your paperwork says. I'm going to go with always what the clerk's file says. And I'm showing a paper that says that you did 18 months. It has my signature on it saying I reviewed that with you. And then it has your signature on it saying that you acknowledged it on the same day. We all signed it on that same day. So, so as far as this goes, I have sufficient proof in front of me that you have that you received 18 months of probation. So, I mean, your attorney's welcome to send me whatever you want to send me, but I'm not seeing that you have an attorney. Who's your attorney?
My attorney name Brad Moody. And I got all the paperwork that I had, I got from court that day, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what we're going to do then. You're saying you have an attorney. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to continue your case out for a couple of weeks to give you a chance to get with Mr. Moody and get whatever paperwork you want to show me. So on 17 SR 1183, I'm going to mark that we are moving your case out until December. Let's see. I'm going to give you a couple of weeks. 17. That'll give you plenty of time to communicate with Mr. Moody and get me whatever it is you want to get me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You can also have Mr. Moody reach out to the solicitor's office and the probation office. If you all can reach an agreement on how to resolve your case without a hearing, I will certainly consider an order on that.
Can you put that in writing, sir?
Put what in writing?
No, what you just said, sir. We can resolve an issue without coming.
No, sir, I'm not writing that. Mr. Lyons, I'm not writing things down just because you want them written down.
No, it's okay. You don't have to. I mean, I just asked him. You don't have to, sir.
Okay. Well, Mr. Lyons, I'm just telling you that is a known habit and pattern of this court. And the fact of the matter is, I'm sorry you're not trusting that my word is good enough for you.
No, I trust you. I appreciate you for everything, man. I ain't trying to make you mad.
I'm feeling the trust, Mr. Lyons. I'm feeling the trust. So,
Yes, sir.
okay, what I am going to write down for you is your next court date. I'm holding it up here for you. It's going to make it out to the jail. You're going to sign it and get a copy. And when you do that, make sure you reach out to Mr. Moody, who is very familiar with this court, and I'm very familiar with him. And he is certainly welcome to reach out to the solicitor's office. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll take you in just a second. Okay, Your Honor, that concludes the jail case.
That's all I've got as well. So,
Yes, sir.
all right. Thanks, Don.
Thank you, sir.
A participant has left the meeting.
Thomas? Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Good morning, sir.
All right, Mr. Tom, you are Xavier Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thomas, please raise your right hand, or Mr. Walker as well. You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
perfect. Mr. Thomas, let me mark my calendar. Okay, this is 20 SR 0763. You're here today because your probation officer has alleged that you're not in compliance with your probation.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go forward?
Yes, sir.
All right, the petition I have says that you missed some report dates. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that you got behind on your fines and fees and did not use community service work to get caught up.
I would never offer community service, but
I didn't go to community service, but I was never offered it neither though.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It was never offered to you?
No, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Thomas, I'm gonna gently but firmly push back on that. I state every time I take the bench, I have that PowerPoint, and I state that you can work off all fines with community service work.
Now I thought what? Can I say something, sir?
Yes.
I thought what you saying was I offered it like when I was calling or checking in. I ain't know you talking about from the first day I took the case. Yes, I hear somebody communicate when I took the case. I thought you were saying have I been offered it recently? That's what I thought you were saying.
Okay. Well, and you haven't reported since September 30th, so you wouldn't have been offered it recently because you weren't in the office. So.
I've been called. I just talked to her 2 weeks ago and before then.
Okay. This is a contested hearing. All right. So Mr. Thomas has not admitted to either of his violations. He has said that he was not offered community service work, and he has said that he has called in as he's supposed to. So.
Now I ain't saying I have missed some call-ins though. I'm sorry, sir. I have missed some call-ins though.
Okay. So you have missed.
Yeah, I have missed some call-ins.
Okay. All right. Never mind. It's an admission. Mr. Walker, do you have any notes in your file as to him being offered community service work at any point for his fines?
Let me check over the case real quick.
All right, no previous, while he's doing that, that won't affect what I'm about to do on this part. No previous revocations. I've got 259 days left, and you have a concurrent city case. So I've got plenty of time to get you back on track.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have you report weekly
Yes, sir.
until your case is back in full compliance.
Yes, sir.
You're on zero tolerance for.
Judge, he was offered community service on October the 23rd
Okay.
by Ms. Howell.
Okay. Just want to put that on the record. All right, you're zero tolerance for 60 days. So,
Yes,
so for the next 60 days, you need to put your absolute best efforts to get your case back on track.
Yes, sir.
You are going to, Mr. Walker, I just realized I was going to put him on phone report, but with the city case, does Judge Howell have him reporting in person or by phone, or can you fill me in? I don't know.
Everybody's on phone report, so I'm assuming he's still on phone report.
Okay, so I'm going to have him report by phone on Monday, 11/23, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is our restart, Mr. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
You've not had any issues with me before.
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to give you a shot to say, all right, from this moment forward, we're going to be on track to
Yes,
get
sir.
where we're supposed to get it. I mean, your case is set to go to non-report after 6 months. So you've got 259 days remaining. You got to get it down to 180. As soon as you get that to 180, if you've done everything you're supposed to do, you can get cut loose from my case.
For real?
On this one.
So when
Now on the city case, I have no idea, and no, I don't know what that is, and I'm not interested in whatever Judge Howell has going on with you. But for me, you're set to go to non-report once you've finished 180 days in. So
Yes, sir.
I'd love to see you do that.
Yes, sir. So the Monday, I do when I can discuss my community service and stuff. When I call Monday. Yes, sir.
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
sir. Yes, sir.
So, okay, Mr. Walker, you need anything else from me?
No, sir, Judge.
All right, Mr. Thomas, you're going to sign this. So step over by the door.
Yes, sir.
The mail will give you a copy before you go. Call in on Monday.
Yes, sir. You said Monday from 9 to 4, right?
Yes, sir. And you're going to get a copy of that with you before you go.
And if I do good in the next 3 months, I'll do another report.
Yes, after you get through the total of 6 months since your plea date, you'll go to non-report.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate that, sir.
You're very welcome.
Yes, sir.
Go get your case on track and we'll get you back where you're supposed to be.
Yes, sir. But do you know like the exact termination date on my probation?
No, sir, but they can get it to you. They'll give it to you when you call in. Okay, we're gonna go off record real quick while I look at Mr. Vaughn and Mr. Parks' paperwork. And so I got 10:06, so let's call. I'm just gonna sit quietly up here for 15 minutes to get these done. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Parks, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for the court reporter.
Michael Vincent Parks.
And Mr. Parks, although you were written in on the calendar on 20 SR 0183, part of the delay here was that when I started researching your cases, I realized that, all right, so these can all go back to me. When I started researching your cases, I realized that you were on the calendar under the wrong case number. It was still your case, but it was the wrong case for me to address today to give you what you want. The case number for what you wanted me to do today is 20 SR 0119. And so that one is the DUI where you were arrested on October 10th of 2018, and you resolved it on February 3rd of 2020. And that's the one you need me to waive your ignition interlock device on. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So I'm gonna have a very specific question for you. Mr. Parks, would it be an undue financial hardship for you to get an ignition interlock device on your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've already gotten an ignition interlock device waiver from Barnesville with Judge Morton. I saw that in the packet.
Oh.
Not Barnesville, sorry, he was Barnesville. Was yours? Where's your, yeah, you handed me one a second ago. Where's that from? With Judge Morton? Probably Barnesville. Yeah. My bad. That's utterly my fault, Mr. Parks. I'm so sorry. That was Mr. Vaughn, and in going through his stuff, I accidentally folded that into yours. Mr. Vaughn, I apologize to you as well. You may not realize this, but I'm not perfect.
I can understand.
I wear this robe and folks expect perfection, and I understand that, but there's only one perfect person that ever lived, and it's not me.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so now I'm giving that back to you without Mr. Vaughn's paperwork. Everything looks good. I've added the right case number. I've added that information. You have the original and 2 copies of the order I've just given you on the top. So you see my original signature on the top and 2 copies on the bottom.
Yes, sir.
DDS will not take it until it's date stamped. In a normal world, I would e-file it and you'd get a copy in your email, but you need it now and we're here now. So what we're gonna do is, on your way out the door, you're gonna go down the elevator to the first floor. You're gonna take a left. You're gonna go into the clerk's office. You're gonna hand them the original and 2 copies. So you're gonna hand them all 3 of those. They're gonna stamp all 3. They're gonna keep the original and give you back your 2 stamped copies.
Okay.
You're gonna take one of those stamped copies to DDS and give it to them, and you're gonna keep one for yourself.
Okay.
Anything else for me?
That's it, sir.
All right, your case is, good luck. You've obviously put a lot of work in to get your license back. This is, I don't think this is gonna fix it, but it's gonna certainly put you one step closer to getting your license back.
Yes, sir.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Parks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, come on up, Mr. Vaughn. Okay, Mr. Vaughn, you have a much more complicated situation, but a much simpler answer, which is that I've gone all the way through the suspension detail report. On 19 SR, you're here today on 19 SR 537 and 19 SR 535. When I checked both of those cases in my database, I saw that you came to see me back on September 24th of this year to ask me for a waiver of your ignition interlock device.
Yes, sir.
You were persuasive in that I agreed to do that. So I printed for just to give you, a copy of each of those orders that I issued and that they're date stamped. So 2 copies of each of those are now included in the packet you've given me.
Thank you.
I saw that you also, received an ignition interlock device, from Judge Morton over in Barnesville Municipal, as well as, I assume Judge Grantham is still the, municipal judge up in Hampton. I can't read it. So the short answer is, my answer is yes to giving you the waivers. But that's not because we have to do anything today. my answer was yes back on September 24th when you came to see me. So I looked through your suspension detail report. I don't see anything additional that I can do for you. Is there something specific and additional that you're looking for from me?
I was trying to get a work permit because right now I'm working with my father and we landscape and it's gonna get slow and I'm supposed to have a job in order Tuesday at Home Depot. And I need a driving permit to get back and forth to work, sir.
Well, there are several things that are holding your license, and Georgia law only gives me so much authority to act to help you do that. The bad news is I can't give you what you're asking for. The good news is I have given you everything I can. So in every question I bumped into where I could go left or right, I went in your direction.
Yes, sir.
But I've gone in your direction on every single thing I can do, and there are no more steps that I can take to get you closer. And so the best you can do is take those suspension detail reports, go through them line by line, check every box, and once you've checked all those boxes, your license will be eligible for reinstatement. But you've got, this lawsuit from me. Technically, it was with Judge Essery before I got here, 10 SV 345, where Ms. Boutwell, civil plaintiff's attorney, has a hold on your license.
That's the only thing holding me back.
And I can't do anything about that. That's between you and Ms. Boutwell. And so I've kept that because I'm going to look at it, but I'm 99% confident there's nothing I can do to assist you there. So you're going to need to work that out with Ms. Boutwell.
With her doing that, I have the police report, all of that, saying that I wasn't the driver or anything. And I just don't get how could she suspend my license and I wasn't the driver. I have the police report.
Well, and I can tell you, I'm going to look at it, and and Georgia law is just pretty straightforward and clear that they have that right in the situation I think this case is to ask for that suspension. But if I determine that that's not it, I'll certainly call you back in and address it. But I don't think that there's going to be anything for me to address it. My initial pass over that case looks for it to be in proper form. Although you don't like the outcome, the procedure looks to be correct, which is what I'm looking for.
Even though I wasn't the driver of the vehicle?
Again, I'm going to look at it. I haven't dug that
Would you like
deeply
the
into it.
case file that I have?
I'm not going to look at anything you have.
Okay.
I'm only looking at my file because that's how I'm going to make my decision. So you heard me say that to the gentleman who was the inmate earlier. He wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
show me some paperwork of his. And I was saying, no, I have the date stamped. We've all signed it, paperwork. And that's what I'm going to use to make my decision. So, but I doubt you're going to hear from me. I doubt there's anything wrong with it. But I just thought you should know that I will look at it when I step off the bench. But it's unlikely you're going to hear from me because it looks at first pass to be procedurally correct. So, anything else, Mr. Vaughn?
No, sir. Do you know how long it might take for you to get back in touch with me?
Again, I don't think you're going to hear from me, but if you do, I'll send you a letter. And again, I'm gonna look at it today. So in all reality, if you don't get a letter from me by Monday, you're not going to. So I'm not gonna reach out to you to tell you it's fine. I'll only reach out to you if something's incorrect. And so if you don't, let's call it Tuesday. If you don't get a letter from me calling you back into a court hearing, that's all it'll be is a notice of hearing for you to come back and see me. If you don't get that by Tuesday, you're not going to get it.
Okay.
Because I would look at it today, I'd send the letter tomorrow, and you get it by Tuesday.
Okay, what address do you have so I can make sure it's the correct address?
Whatever you just gave to bring you in here. So you gave the address. In filing for this, you gave an address of 447 Johnson Pool Road.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you also have an email.
Yes, sir.
So that's actually how you get noticed then.
FMB Magic 12.
Yes, at gmail.com. So that's actually how you would get your notice. because our system notices people electronically. So, but anyway, all right. So if you don't get something by Tuesday, you're not going to. And again, I'm telling you already, my pass across it is that I'm 99% confident it's correct procedurally. So I just didn't want you to get all excited thinking that you're about to get a reversal, because you're very likely not. But I am promising you I'll take a look at it.
Thank you,
Do you have
Judge.
any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Vaughn, just go through that suspension detail report, all of them, check those boxes, and then, best I can tell you is Ms. Boutwell needs you working, and so you might be able to work that out with her. She wants money from you, and, you all might can work out some sort of agreement. I don't know. So, good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Walker, you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you need anything else before I adjourn this morning? And then we do the calendar call?
No, sir, Judge.
Okay, then I'm gonna just say, issue all the warrants, forfeit the cash bonds, issue all the probation warrants and the bench warrants. And I have, I'm gonna close the feed, and then we'll do an informal calendar call. All right, give me a second.